Hello and welcome to Magical Miniature Mondays with Resin Bell. Each week we will be creating a potion from the Miniverse Harry Potter Make It Mini Potions capsules, as well as a DIY magical miniature craft for our potions classroom. All videos in this series will be added to the playlist linked in the description box below. So hit that like button and that subscribe button and let's get crafty. Welcome to the Potions Classroom. Today we are going to be making Skele-Grow. These are the instructions for the Skele-Grow potion. To begin, the little cauldrons are so cute, and there's different ones, different shapes, different designs and styles, which I think is awesome. So let's just open our little cauldron. This has the resin in it. It is a UV resin. Now the little covering cap for the resin is pretty tough to get off, so I do recommend a little pair of needle nose pliers or something that you can grip that with. And then you don't accidentally spill. You have all the control in the world. Yeah, all you gotta do is mix in your ingredients because look at these ingredients. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. Take off the little stickers. Oh my goodness. And we'll add some of these. Now, put these in, use our little funnel here, and we're going to pour in our potion. And there is quite a bit left to create more potions. And my Skele-Grow is up to about there. You can't really see it all that much, so it's up to you if you want to fill this up, but it's still pretty darn cool, I think. Look how cute. You can't really see the resin in there, so you might be able to just set that somewhere and then use your resin in other bottles. Speaking of, I grabbed some bottles from the Dollar Tree, so we're gonna put some of this excess potion into those bottles, at least one bottle. Then we can see it. So as you can see here, I did use the funnel and it did cause a problem because the funnel is too large for this bottle. It trapped all of the resin at the top because there was nowhere for the air to escape. So I don't recommend using the funnel. Just pour it in a little bit at a time and it should be filled up just fine. Oh, check it out. Look how cute. To be honest, there's probably enough resin in there to create even a third potion. So yeah, put your thinking cap on before you start these and think of ways that you can reuse those. And like this bottle, you can't even hardly see that there's anything in there. So yeah, I don't know if I would actually use that in that bottle. Just leave it blank. and then use it to make lots of other little potions. So sweet. I love that there's so much extra. So now we will be curing these, and they do recommend a 365 nm light, and just pop those under a UV light and cure them up. All right, we are done with our potions class. I love all the details. I mean, look at these candles. And they come in these great little potion bottles. These are amazing reuses for these, so they don't just get chunked in the trash. I mean, come on, that is so cute. What a great idea. I'm planning on turning this into a Christmas tree ornament. And you know, or it could be a great little capsule for a gift for someone that loves Harry Potter. Maybe you make something like a potion. Anyway, those are really cute. So now that we're done with potions class, let's move on to dark arts and crafts, where we will be making a witch's broom in a Harry Potter style. So for today's magical miniature DIY, we're going to be making a witch's broom, and I just went outside and I picked up a stick, and that's what she looks like. It still has all the bark on it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rotary tool and I'm going to sand it down, make sure all these little nubbies are gone, and also kind of reduce the size a little bit because it's a little chunky as far as for scale wise. It needs to be reduced a bit, and it's a bit long, so I'm going to cut it down to the right length, and after I get it sanded, I'll be right back. Okay, so that's the result of about 5 minutes worth of sanding. This is the bark removed, and this is the roughed out shape that I'm working on. And I will be sanding the rest of this down. That was with a new sanding barrel on the rotary tool, and getting there. All right, so now I'm left with a slightly Nimbus shape, Nimbus 2000 shape. I'm just going to, that sanding bit is very rough, so it's very rough. I'm just going to go through it and sand it with a smoother sandpaper. Make it look a little nicer. You certainly don't have to do this. You could also make one out of a dowel rod or just a plain stick, you know, not carve it at all. That would still look really cool, I think. You can make your handle out of like polymer clay. There's all kinds of different ways you can do that. It's already looking a lot better than this rough area down here, but I'm gonna give it some more sanding and we'll come back. All right, I am pretty happy with how that looks. All right, so now we'll move on to making the broom part. All right, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to start wrapping it around. You just take a piece of cardboard or any piece of packaging, really. Cut that. And I'm gonna cut this. I've got lots of strands there. Now, I'm gonna take a piece of this Gorilla Tape. Any really strong, sticky tape will work. Stick the end to my mat just to hold it in place while I'm working on it. Now, so just fan out all of the fibers all the strands and place them in an even single row on the tape. Try not to let any of them overlap so that they all get stuck down very well. Okay. Now then, I'm going to use some hot glue. All right, now then, I'm going to glue this on and it's going to look like it's upside down, but I assure you it is not. We're going to glue them onto the stick upside down, and after we get them wrapped around the stick, then we're going to fold the fibers back over the tape so that it's facing the right direction. Cut this excess off here. Now after you've added your hot glue, slowly roll your end around the stick, and then we'll add some more hot glue and continue rolling. Then I'm going to take this down. And then I'm going to cut a small piece and wrap it around the top of those fibers. Wrap it as tight as I can. I'm pulling this very tight here. And then I'll glue the ends down. Now the rest of this is pretty flat, okay? So we're gonna fluff this up. We're going to go through each strand. We're gonna kind of untwist it and kind of break it up a little bit. Pretty simple process, just takes a little bit of time. Just a little bit. You don't have to like separate each individual little fiber, but just kind of separate it a little. I'm just going to go through and do that to all of them. Okay, so now you can see just how fluffy that got just from untwisting those fibers. Now I'm just kind of giving it a light twist and a fluff. So twist and a fluff. That just kind of gives it a kind of a pre-shaping. And you can see where we're going with this. Giving it a little bit more of a fluffiness here. So I've just got some water. I'm going to add some paint. You can use whatever color paint you want. I'm going to create a wash. But I'm also going to be adding some Mod Podge. The reason for that is I want this to be saturated, and I'm going to put it in position. And if it's got all of the color and the Mod Podge in it, when it dries, it'll dry where I want it to dry. That's the theory. Anyway, yeah. I'm just gonna put my gloves on because it's gonna be kind of a messy thing to do, I think. So. So now I'm just going to use my heat gun to kind of help dry this a little bit, being very careful because natural fibers could catch fire easily, so don't overheat them if you're using the natural fibers, or any fibers really, because they're so small they could melt or get too hot very quickly. I'm just adding a little bit of Mod Podge on the outside from my fingertips, and that's just kind of allowing me to finely shape the broom portion the way that I want it to be. The Mod Podge mixed in the water is not quite enough. I mean, it will be eventually as it dries, but I'm trying to shape it as it's drying, and so I'm adding a little bit more to the areas that need to be stuck down a little bit better. Okay, I think I'm just going to let that dry the rest of the way. I'm pretty happy with the shape of it. Really liking how that's turning out. Should have put a glove on that hand. But yeah, we're going to let that dry. And then we'll go back to this, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I finally decided to just go ahead and tie this in just to keep all the end pieces together, and I'm drying it kind of at an angle so it has a little bit of a swoop to the back end. And then once it's dried, I will trim up the end and any excess things sticking out. So I'm gonna leave that till probably tomorrow or maybe a couple hours and come back to it. All right, so it's mostly dry now. It's pretty stiff, like it's pretty glued together. I mean, it's gonna have a little bit of movement, but right now I'm gonna go ahead and trim this up while that's still on there so I don't bust it completely. So the areas where I trimmed the fibers are pretty soft, so I'm just going to add a little bit more Mod Podge to those areas to stiffen them back up so they don't move around and so that they're sealed well.
All right.
So now that our broom is finished, look how cute that turned out, and it's stiffened up. It's completely dry now. Perfect for the Harry Potter area. Let's give her her broom. Check it out. So when she's not holding her broom, we can set it in the corner of the potions glass. And just look how adorable those ingredients look on the shelf and the potions. I love it. How fun. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget to check that playlist for all the videos in this series in the description box below, and hit that like button and that subscribe button. And until next time, keep it crafty.